right, this time I'd like to make a motion and second to return from executive session.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed. First of all, I'd like to personally thank everybody for their patience tonight, but our executive session does pertain to something that we're going to take action on tonight, so it was important. I'll turn it over to our attorney for summary.
Pretty good summary right there. Mayor, you received the litigation update, and I expect that you will take action this evening on that.
Thank you. All right, we need approval of our April 17th, 2024 council meeting executive session minutes. Motion second. Second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Salupri?
Abstain.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sierra?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Approval of payroll, requisition list, and operating expenses. Can we have a motion and second?
Make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Salupri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sierra?
Yes.
Motion carried.
At this time, we'll open it up for public comment. This is public comment on agenda items only. If you're wishing to be heard, please state your name and address for the record. Yes, Mrs. Phillips.
N.H. Phillips, 308 27th Street. Public comment. Agenda. Resolution concerning offshore wind. And it's great to have this resolution. My next question would be, how will you publicize it? Because that's part of the fight here is the public. I have a suggestion. The County Board of Commissioners is meeting next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. It is the first meeting. And I think it might be appropriate, effective, if you present the resolution to them with enough support from the community and all of us who are interested in this. So please give that some consideration, because I think there is some momentum here. The fundraiser helped, and we need to keep pushing on this. Do too much unless they get pushed. So that's my suggestion. Consider it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No other public comment. Close the public portion this time. All right, next up, we have ordinance number 8 of 2024. This is a public hearing and adoption. This is an ordinance amending chapter 241 of the municipal code of the city of Brigantine to allow for non-motorized scooters and inline skates in the skateboard park. A motion second.
So moved.
All right, this time we'll open it up for public hearing. Anybody wishing to be heard on this issue, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no public participation, we'll close the public portion. Any council comments? All right, seeing none, can we have roll call?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Salupri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sierra?
Yes. Next up, we have ordinance number 9 of 2024, which is an introduction. And this is establishing 1-hour parking on the section of Brigantine Avenue. We have a motion and second.
Make that motion.
Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, can we have roll call?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Haney?
Yes.
Salupri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sierra?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2024-78. and this is a resolution adopting a cash management plan and authorizing the treasurer to utilize this plan as a guide in depositing and investing the funds of the city of Brigantine. We have a motion and second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes. Resolution 2024-79, and this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing purchase city camera surveillance system for the promenade under the contract 17 FOOD-00244 from Gridless Power, and this is the amount of $10,580.25. A motion second. For the city of Brigantine, we are upgrading all of our camera systems here in the city. One of the things we want to do is make sure if we're out on the promenade that we put surveillance cameras. One, for the safety of the island, and two, I've seen this in another shore municipalities, especially for our second homeowners who aren't here. A lot of times they like to look at the ocean and see what's happening, especially during storm events. So this will give people the ability to log into those cameras and see what's happening here on the island. So we thought it was a great addition and wanted to move that forward. If there's no other council comments, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes. Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-880. This is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing leasing of copiers through the city municipal buildings under state contract 24 FOOD 52427 from Outech Business Systems Incorporated. This is the amount of $4,775 per month. Motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes. Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-81, and this is a resolution amending the city of Brigantine 2024 year municipal budget by the insertion of a special item of revenue and appropriation from the Wawa Foundation for life-saving equipment and the fire department. This is in the amount of $1,000. The motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Say thank you to Wawa, and I vote yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-82. This is a resolution amending the city of Brigantine 2024 municipal budget by the insertion of a special item of revenue and appropriation from the state of New Jersey recycling tonnage grant. This is in the amount of $16,790.67. A motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-83. This is a resolution amending the city of Brigantine 2024 year municipal budget by the insertion of a special item of revenue and appropriation from the Bulletproof Vest Partnership Grant. This is the amount of $3,088.55. The motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes. Resolution 2024-84, and this is a resolution amending the city of Brigantine 2024 year municipal budget by the insertion of special item of revenue and appropriation from the County of Atlantic Nutritional Office on Aging Grant. This grant is in the amount of $54,452.40. A motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes. Resolution 2024-85. This is a real estate tax refund. We have a motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Hany?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sierra?
Yes. Resolution 2024-86. This is a resolution unequivocally opposing offshore wind projects, encouraging all municipalities to join the opposition and supporting the Atlantic County Executive and Board of Commissioners to utilize its various powers, including legal action to protect the future of Atlantic County. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. Thank you for all your support.
So I know, Mrs. Phillips, earlier you asked how we would publicize this and get this out. I guess first of all, through some of my friendships with other elected officials, I did let them know we were doing this. I've had a conversation with our county executive, Dennis Levinson. I don't like to surprise people. Had a good conversation with him, let him know that we were putting this forward and that we would be asking all of the municipalities in Atlantic County to support he and the county commissioners in taking further action. For this issue, this is one of the biggest issues to ever face, not just Atlantic County, but the state of New Jersey. I think that we've ever seen. And you can see, if you look at the resolution, I think this is one of the largest, longest resolutions that we've ever passed. I'm going to read, because I think it's important, I have a letter that I will be sharing with every elected official in Atlantic County. I'm going to read it into the record because I think it's important, one, for everyone here to know what's going on, but also for everyone at home who's listening. I know that there's a lot of, we'll call them social media sites out there that like to create a little chaos for us, you know, and they like to clip some of these meetings. Hopefully they'll use this opportunity to do some good for our community and share this important issue because it's important for everyone. Also, Mrs. Phillips, I'll be providing a copy of this letter to the media, to the press, along with a copy of the resolution, along with the outstanding economic impact study that Defend Brigantine Beach did. It is very, very well done. I've read it a couple of times, and the research and data that backs it up is very professionally done. So I'm very proud of that. So we'll be sharing this out with everyone. I already have a number of municipalities that have given me commitments to pass this. There are municipalities we still need to work on, especially out in the western part of the county. Unfortunately, the further you get away from the shore, a lot of people see this as kind of a shore issue. As I've talked with some of the elected officials out there, you know, they said one of the things we need to see is like, you know, how does this impact our communities? What's the economics behind it? So we're going to share that information. I've asked a number of elected officials if it'd be okay if I came out to either speak with their governing bodies in public session, to speak with their governing bodies, or if I could come to some of their different organizational meetings to speak with people of their community. And I think that's important to make sure that we get this out. People have to understand that this is much bigger than just a short issue that impacts a few towns. If you guys will indulge me for a little bit, I have a letter that I'd like to read, but I think it's important for this. And as I said, I will share this letter with the media as well. All right, so it says, Dear Atlantic County elected officials, the future of Atlantic County and South Jersey is at great risk with the planned offshore wind projects just 8 miles from our shore. As property values decrease, taxes will increase, electric bills will more than double, and our local economy may fail due to the negative impacts of offshore wind projects and the industrialization of our oceans. It is time for decisive action to save our Atlantic County and our way of life that cherishes our pristine beaches and strong economy, as well as our stable tax base. Therefore, I'm asking every municipality in the county to pass a resolution in opposition to offshore wind and to encourage our county executive and county commissioners to utilize their various powers, including legal action, to protect the future of Atlantic County. Some people believe these offshore wind projects are inevitable and that there's nothing we can do to stop them. I remember when the people thought the same thing about North Jersey casinos, saying they too were inevitable. Thank God for the courage and commitment of one of Atlantic County's assemblymen who had the strength and willpower to stand up and do what was right for the people of our area. Today, you are being asked to have the same courage and to stand up and fight for the people of Atlantic County. If we do nothing and our oceans and our local economies are destroyed, you will one day need to face your children and your grandchildren and explain to them how you let this happen. The Murphy and Biden administrations are moving forward with massive offshore wind projects without knowing and or properly disclosing the long-term and potentially irreversible damage these projects will have on taxes, property values, the price of electricity, our local economy, and the ocean environment. My position on the environmental impacts is very well known, so I would like to focus this letter on the economic impacts with which a number of elected officials have asked me to expand on. A little bit of background. Offshore wind projects are planned for most of the East Coast and will span from Maine to Florida. The offshore wind project impacts as presented by the ocean wind industry, the state, and federal government do not properly demonstrate the true impacts to our area. The information they provide only focuses on the impact of individual projects and does not properly explain the impact of all the projects put together once they are complete and fully operational. South Jersey will have some of the largest ocean wind projects in the world, and the information that is being provided is based on the impacts of much smaller individual projects and does not represent a true comparison. Increased taxes and loss of property value. Atlantic County is estimated to lose $9.4 million annually in tax revenue from shore towns, which will lose ratables, resulting in tax increases for most municipalities in the county. Based on the impact of an industrialized ocean view from beach homes in Atlantic City, Brigantine, Longport, Margate, and Ventnor, the total property values could be reduced on average by 13%, resulting in a $2.2 billion loss in residential real estate values. The loss in property value will cause the Atlantic County government to lose an estimated $9.4 million annually in taxes for their general budget. As the shore towns' property values drop, the mainland communities will be forced to pay a larger share of the county's taxes. We saw a similar situation with the pilot. For those of you who don't know what the pilot is, that's the payment in lieu of taxes that was created for the Atlantic City casinos. When the casinos were taken out of Atlantic City's rateable base, taxpayers in the county were forced to pay millions more. Imagine how much more the county taxpayers will pay when they need to help cover the $9.4 million in losses from the shore towns. Increased cost of electricity. New Jersey Rate Council Director Brian Lippman warns that ratepayers simply cannot afford drastically higher electric bills. According to the New Jersey Rate Council, utility bills in the state could increase dramatically because of offshore wind, but the exact amount is unclear given the lack of transparency surrounding these projects. It is believed that the ocean wind projects will double or even triple the cost of electricity for all ratepayers in the state. Right now, the Murphy administration is moving forward with a plan to allow the ocean wind companies to renegotiate their contracts, which will give them the ability to charge even more for the energy they produce. With the current state of the U.S. economy and major price increases for groceries, fuel, housing, and the general cost of living that most people are already struggling to deal with, I can't imagine how any median or low-income family will be able to afford electricity once these ocean wind projects are constructed. Job loss and harm to our economy. Hundreds of ocean wind turbines the size of the Empire State Building, located just a few miles off of Atlantic City, will destroy our casino industry. Ocean wind turbines will be constructed between 8 and 12 miles off Atlantic City. According to the construction operation plan for one of these projects, the turbines will be visible for about 40 miles and will dramatically change the seascape of the shore communities. They further state that the only way not to see the massive turbines is to turn your back on them. To contrast this, the ocean wind projects planned for North Jersey are about 40 miles out in the ocean, which will dramatically minimize the impact on their shore communities and local economies. The majority of the state's population and largest voter base is in North Jersey, so the governor is never going to put those communities in harm's way. It's very unfortunate that the same consideration and care was not extended to the people of South Jersey. For decades, many North Jersey politicians have been trying to find a way to take our casinos. Senator Chris Brown fought a courageous battle to stop North Jersey gaming and protect our jobs in the South Jersey economy. But that battle is far from over. People come to South Jersey beaches to spend a little time with family and friends. And most of all, they want to enjoy our beautiful ocean views. Constructing hundreds of massive wind turbines just a few miles off the coast will do nothing more than turn our beautiful shore communities into an industrialized wasteland, killing our tourism industry and providing the levers these North Jersey politicians need to take our casinos once and for all. Losing our casino industry would result in thousands of job losses across the county, impacting every local business that supplies, supports, and relies on the casino and tourism that they generate. Promise of jobs. There is no guarantee that American workers will get the majority of jobs promised by the ocean wind industry. According to an ABC News report, when the ocean wind industry started in England, they made all kinds of grand promises about the many high-paying jobs that would be created as a result of these projects. These jobs never happened. Once these ocean wind projects were approved, there is no guarantee that the jobs created will go to American workers. Many elected officials are concerned that if they take a strong stand in opposition to these offshore wind projects, that they will hurt our local building trades union members. I can understand and respect that concern. A number of our building trade members are traveling more and more hours each day in order to find work and provide for their families. Some members are leaving their homes on Monday morning and not returning till Friday night because the work is so far away from their homes. So I can understand why the promise of work in South Jersey from the ocean wind developers is so attractive to them. We as elected officials have to do a better job of creating work here in Atlantic County. We are all required by law to pay prevailing wage, and we should do a better job of making sure our South Jersey building trade union members get a fair shot at the construction work that we all generate in our towns. There is a lot of work that is created from all of the municipalities, even if you look at the expansion project that ACI did. That is a huge project, and that project out there is all labor. So I think that's something that we need to start to look at our building trades members as our partners, not our enemies in this situation. Because at the end of the day, the number one thing they want to do is provide for their families. And as elected officials, we have the ability to make that happen. Now is the time to take action. There are too many unanswered questions about how these ocean wind projects will impact the environment, the economy, and the price of electricity. The people of South Jersey deserve better. Respectfully, Vince Sarah, Mayor, City of Brigantine. I really want to say I appreciate everybody's support being out here tonight. There are so many good people that are involved in this project and helping us stand up, not just for Brigantine, but stand up for the entire state. And honestly, without all of you and the many good people involved, we wouldn't be in the position we are today. So thank you. And I will tell you, this fight is far from over, and the tide is starting to turn in our favor. now is the time to take that action. Open it up if there's any council comments.
I'll reserve my comments till my vote.
All right, if there's no,
I just want to say thanks for everything you're doing, Vince. Thank you for all the support from everybody out there. You don't realize, or I think you do realize how important you are to this battle. And we'll continue to fight this battle to do whatever we can until it's finally stopped. And thank you.
Yeah, Mayor, yeah, there's a plethora of reasons that you enumerated quite nicely there. I really appreciate that. We all do. Yeah, great majority of us, I'll say. We'll fight this thing tooth and nail to the very, very end. This is a bunch of, nothing but a bunch of globalists and all their agents that we really have to deal with firsthand. So the good fight will go on, and we will fight to the very, very end. Thanks.
there's no further council comments. Can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Lucre?
Let attention build as to my vote. Vote, of course, no. My additional comments are that, as Vince pointed out, this is probably the longest resolution that I've seen, certainly in my time on council. Being lengthy does not mean that it is persuasive. At the very start of this undertaking, particularly when council first voted to join the litigation and spend taxpayers' money, I pointed out that there was a real question in my mind about standing, which is to say legally, who can bring and who can pursue certain types of legal claims. Well, apparently that was a valid issue and still is, hasn't been ultimately resolved and has been resolved against the people in the lawsuit to this point. The bigger point for me has always been that, despite the use of apocalyptic language in our resolution and often public presentations, and the willingness to attribute any possible speculative impacts, bad impacts only, to windmills, data and the reasoning that have not persuaded me still doesn't.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Double yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Proudly, yes.
Motion carried.
We have resolution 2024-87, and this is a resolution authorizing agreement with Rocket Power Freestyle Academy for summer skateboard program. A motion and second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Amy?
Yes.
Lucre?
Triple yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-88, and this is a road opening permit refund. Motion second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri? Amy?
Yes.
Lucre?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-89. This is a resolution granting a revocable license at 4205 Atlantic Brigantine Boulevard to utilize a portion of the 20-foot paper alley behind the property. A motion second. Questions or comments?
One question. This is the strip behind the houses on the boulevard that we talked about over to vacate.
We are.
In favor of the owners.
There's a property that is for sale, and we wanted to get this on the record just so it helps clear their title. But at the next meeting, we'll be presenting ordinance to vacate the entire.
So their,
It's just, it was just a timing issue for the property sale.
their buyer's okay though with, in an interim basis, getting a revocable license.
Yes.
If there's no other questions or comments, can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Falucci?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes. Resolution 2024-90. This is a resolution authorizing the extension of the shared service agreement with the Township of Long Beach for legal services and for an additional payment. This is in the amount of $20,000. The motion second.
So move.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Falucci?
No.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Gotta say, I find it very disappointing when we have the most catastrophic event that could happen to our shore. And when I think back to 2007 to 2012, when 4 casinos closed in this area, the Hilton, Trump Plaza, Showboat, Claridge, thousands of jobs are lost. Thousands of people left the area, not just the shores, Atlantic County, because we were in, it was bad. And a lot of us remember that right here. And I just find it very, very disheartening that we don't get the support and especially from locals here. And hopefully that'll change at some time when things will turn. Other than that, I vote yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-91. This is a farmer's market refund. Then motion second. Second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Falucci?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our consent agenda, and this is a Elks Bingo license number 1059. Motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Questions or comments? We have roll call.
You, yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Falucci?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Reardon?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our council manager committee discussions. Tiger, anything for us?
No, Mayor.
To our department heads. Anybody give the order? I'll turn it over to our deputy mayor, Karen Pugh.
All right. I didn't have any. On April 22nd, I attended the Recreation Commission meeting. Just a couple quick things. The summer session online registration will begin on June 17th. There are tons of sports camps, beach fitness camps, Camp Brigantine. Everything will be in that folder that'll come out on the 17th. Right now, the CER has 30 people away on their trip to Scotland. Hopefully they're having wonderful weather. The tennis and pickleball courts will be open Saturday, May 25th on weekends only until Saturday, June 22nd. I'm sure they'll be down there all the time. On May 14th is a special day down there. They will be dedicating the bingo and multi-purpose room in the honor of memory of Philomena Arena, passed recently at the age of 106. Phil loved to play bingo. I believe she was there up until a week before she passed. Also, they're working on Family Fun Day. For the past, as long as I can remember, Family Fun Day has been held out here on 15th Street. They are probably going to move it down to the community center area on 42nd Street. They are working very closely between the CER and the Chamber of Commerce. Last week we had a golf course committee meeting, had some updates. Please keep your eyes out in the Times and on the course website for information on the youth golf clinics. They will be offering 7-week sessions. I know I've had some questions about it, so please either contact the course. The have them also advertised in the CER summer session. Back cart path on the back 9 will be paved in the fall. The memorial bench program through John Doring. They've done a great job on the seawall, and now they're extending the memorial benches to the golf course. Benches for tee boxes and various places around the island. All right, farmers market, May 25th is coming quickly. They have sold out all their vendor spots for summer session at the market. I've been talking to Tiger and Ed Stinson on several crosswalks around the island. So please be patient for the engineering on them and placements of them. Chief Casamento, I want to thank your man again for the great program that they presented at the CER. I heard from one of our senior residents this morning that since she attended that session, she did have her computer taken over. She did something incorrectly, but she was so thankful that we had that program. She called to your department. A couple of the officers came down. She was thrilled. They handled everything for her. So please thank Captain Ward and Lieutenant Glasser again for, that was my goal, to at least catch one of our senior citizens, get them to catch some of these scammers. It was great. Also, Chief, I have something that I'm going to ask the police department to work with us with. As the weather is getting nicer, we're seeing more and more kids riding their e-bikes and scooters. We all see them zipping around the island, around corners and in and out of traffic. State law, I believe, requires helmets, all riders under the age of 17 to wear helmets when riding motorized vehicles, bikes, and scooters. I'd like to ask our police department to help us to require helmets on the island and keep a check on that before we have a tragic accident. I know Ocean City had a very, very severe accident 2 weeks ago, and I just want to prevent it here. Maybe we can get some information out to the school. I'll talk to you and your officers and see what we can do. Maybe a program at the school, or at least some flyers to go home to make sure that parents realize that their kids have to wear helmets. And to let them know that we're going to be cracking down on them. Okay? And I believe that's it. Thank you.
Volunteer.
Beach cleanup take place this Saturday, starting at the 16th Street parking lot. We'll begin at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Also at the same time, that's a good thing. This Saturday. I also want to say, oh, I'm sorry, May 11th. It's not December. It's May 11th, next Saturday. I just wanted to say that I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Get together down I just want to say this is not a Democratic or Republican thing. Okay, no matter what your persuasion, I will stand up for you. Okay, because I think it's greater. It's much greater than this is the life of our island. again, thank you all.
Dennis Hain?
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for those good words, Paul. I want to start off just the CER, the free summer concert series begins on May 9th, every 2 weeks. Go down to 42nd Street, bring a chair, bring a blanket. Concerts will start at 7 o'clock, weather permitting. So Thursday, May 9th, 7 p.m., Jack Melton Orchestra kicks things off. And then at least the first 4 after that every 2 weeks. And you get a remaining schedule. There's a total of 8 concerts for the summer. Well, actually,
I believe that first one is that not part of this is-
okay. Thank you, Karen. Can I see that somewhere? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a small trip. Okay. Yes, that first one's at Hahnemann Park. Hey, look, just create your own concert. If you go to CER, just whatever, couple pots and pans, whatever works. Okay.
Red Sox.
And when you're done there, you can go to Hahnemann Park. So, thank you, Karen. Thank you. That's important correction, obviously. Regarding everything that Vince spoke about, what Paul just alluded to, you detailed everything very nicely, Mayor. Really appreciate that. I know everybody in this room appreciates that. And thank you for coming out in numbers and strength. There's strength in numbers, obviously, right? It's an old saying, but it bears true. So some of the things are just the numerous reasons that Vince detailed. I mean, our marine life, the fishing industry, our tourism, how it's going to be affected, our property values, the jobs that are going to be lost. And Mike alluded to this earlier with when the casinos, when we had that depression and that small depression in our area back in around 2008 or so, we lost more. There's more jobs lost in the casinos with the casinos closing down, and more residents that just left the island. Our population was around 14,000, or maybe a little bit over 14,000 back then. And since then, we've been hovering like around 9,000, dipping below it here and there. So about a third of our population got lost. And you really don't have to look any further than our schools, the loss of student enrollment that we have. And, a number of us coached out there, and we would have there were 8 senior teams in soccer at the 26th Street field. There was like 10 junior teams, and the league actually went defunct. There was the Pee Wee teams, and that's when we speak about certain things. Aside to that, someone like Tom Rapici, job he's done with baseball and bringing it back. I mean, that's a great thing. But back to these windmills and the harm that they will cause, it is absolutely abominable what is going on here. Vince sent something out. I'm sure he'll touch on it. There was a whale in Virginia just very recently that washed up about 6 days ago. There was a humpback whale that washed up off the coast of Massachusetts on Marblehead Beach. So this is a big problem with the lack of research and trying to just ram this thing right on down our throats, like just sticking it in our face. We're going to put up with it, right? That's for sure. Thank you. I'll just close in one last note. ACUA with our trash recycling pickup starting June 28th or thereabouts in that week. They'll be picking up every week for trash and recycling. And you can also go online to check your yard waste pickup days. And if you want to get on that list, it's very handy to get an email, text reminder. I find it very useful. We all get busy now and then, and we get to put our trash out, but you get a little text. It's nice. It's a gimme. All you have to do is go online and sign up. That's what we got. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 2 things. First, I want to say congratulations to the 2 newest firefighters and their families. I think you got a couple good ones there. And we will be having a beach committee meeting next week, and it's a full range of anything that might impact the beach, and we'll come back to council with thoughts or initiatives out of that. One of the things I'm sure will be discussed, but I suspect Vince, you'll be talking about this, is the condition of the south end beach from the jetty to the cove and efforts that are being made there to say repair it, I don't know if that's a realistic expectation at this point. That's it.
First, I want to thank the Garden Club for all the amazing job they're doing. Thanks for that. Golf course meeting. This is some advanced. They also just redid all the renovations. So we need to get that. It needs that. I also want to congratulate our two new firefighters. God bless them. That's fantastic. I do want to talk about the windmills, if you don't mind. I am upset with the environmental impact. Yes, definitely upset about that. Me personally, it comes down to the the economic impact that we have on this is devastating. And I know that's hard to understand. Property values drop. I think those will go. But I want to read something to you folks that I read a couple months back. Last economic impact study regarding emissions was 2008, 15 years ago. The study at that time, though, only had 80 windows at 500 feet tall. And the analysis that they did was what would be the impact of 3 miles, 6 miles, 12 miles, 20 miles. The old 2008 report was full because it was at 722 at 1,047 feet tall, 9 miles. That old 2000 report showed that the closer the windmills were to the shore, the greater the negative financial impact it had. Not just to the shore towns, but the entire region. An updated analysis indicates that the tourism industry on the shore have a potential loss of tourism revenue. This will also result in loss of commercial, residential property values. Crushing financial impact not only affect the city of Brigantine, but also impact the shore communities. It also cause a destructive economic revolution for all of New Jersey. This impact will not only affect the future of our beloved island, but will also call into question our sustainability as a city. Businesses and homeowners linked to the more stable. Listen, I don't know where everybody is with this. If you're listening out there, if you haven't made your mind up, I only ask you that you do one thing. Do your homework. Do your homework. This thing is getting pushed through so fast, blazing speed, through the courts. Of course, not in our favor. I want you to do your homework. Because what it's going to do to this island is absolutely devastating. And everybody might think we're being over the map. Well, are you going to think that in 10 years from now? So please, please, if you're not sure, do your homework and get the real facts. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Here, here.
Mayor, thanks again for everybody coming out tonight. Really, really appreciate your support and hearing what you have to say on all the issues, not besides the windmills, everything else that we've dealt with. That's what it's all about. So thank you. Okay. Talk about the Cultural Arts Commission. They had the Madam Butterfly play there recently. Well attended, great afternoon. All right. Have more events coming up. The Economic Development Committees still working on things, meeting, talking about things. It's good to see some of the newer local businesses thriving that have, for example, Sandy Jack's Teal Tail reopened. We had the Golden Grooming business, just been for that there last week or 2 weeks ago. Coastal Soul is about to open, and I hear they have full stock and they're looking good. So things are looking good around the island right now. Chamber of Commerce, they're doing a phenomenal job. You don't realize how much they communicate, and we meet long meetings, and they're trying to always think of new ways to promote new business, support businesses that are already working in business. And so I just want to thank the Chamber of Commerce also. And of course, their Facebook page is Brigantine Chamber of Commerce. Look it up. There's a lot of good stuff that between movies on the beach, a lot of good things that are coming. Really excited about the farmers market opening up in 4 weeks. It's hard to believe that another summer. And Tom Rapici, the job he's doing with the Baseball and Softball Association is just phenomenal. If you get a chance, you want to go down and see some good baseball down to 26th Street, 10-year-old team, 12-year-old team. I mean, it's fabulous, girls and boys. And the Babe Ruth team down there, they're just doing an excellent job as well. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. One thing we really haven't hit on, the job that Congressman Van Drew is doing down in Washington, D.C. We can't thank him enough, because that is where it's going to ultimately end up, down there. So continued support for Congressman Van Drew, fighting our fight, and then everything else we're doing. And Mrs. Phillips mentioned earlier about the commissioners meeting next Tuesday. All I have to say is, let's be respectful of the job they're doing, and somewhere along the line, you don't like the job they're doing, then somebody else will do the job. So let's be respectful. Other than that, any troubles, need to communicate, want to vent, my number's on the front page of Brigantine Times. Give me a call anytime. All right? All right. Thank you.
When we first started this battle against the ocean wind projects, Brigantine was all by itself. I'll tell you one of the quotes I want to share with you, and it's actually from Harry Hurley, and it's something he learned from his father, but it's something that has always given me encouragement through this whole thing. He said his dad taught him, one person with the truth is a majority. And it's true, we started off by ourselves. And it's funny because when we first started to talk about this, I kid you not, people thought it was crazy. People were calling me Don Quixote. Like, all right, here's Don Quixote chasing his windmills again. And I'm like, oh, this is a big deal. I went to Congressman Van Drew and I'm like, look, you're going to think I'm crazy. Everybody else does. We've got a problem with these windmills. He's like, tell me about it. I explained it to him. And I remember he shook my hand. He looked me in the eyes and he goes, I believe you and I'm going to help you. And he did, and he kept his word. And I will tell you that we wouldn't be where we are in the fight today if he hadn't helped to bring this to national attention. And honestly, it was him, Senator Palestina, because I'm going to tell you, as a small town mayor, I don't know if too many people cared what I had to say, but when those guys got involved and they started talking, people started to listen. So what went from an issue here in Brigantine became a national issue of people fighting these projects up and down the East Coast. So I'm really grateful for that. So I want to thank both of them for their support. And to give just a quick update on the South End Cove Beach erosion, we're working with the DEP, the Army Corps, the Atlantic County Office of Emergency Management. They have been out here multiple times now to look at the site, to meet with our government officials here in Brigantine. We're working very closely with Congressman Van Drew, Senator Vince Palestina, and our county executive, Dennis Levinson. We're looking at what we can do short-term, what we can do long-term to protect that area. What they've kind of told us in all these meetings is it is very, very complicated, and they want to make sure that what they come up with is going to be a viable solution. And this is why we got experts involved. And when it comes to dealing with problems of this magnitude, you need to have good partnerships with all of these different state, federal, and county agencies. And that is something that we have here for the team. As good as we are, we're only as good as the relationships and partnerships we have. And I'm very grateful for a lot of these departments, and a lot of the work that's done really is bipartisan. And sometimes people get frustrated and they will give some of these agencies and departments a bad name. I would tell you, I know firsthand, while we may disagree on some issues, whenever we really need help, there's good people in all of those agencies who help us. They literally, I've never seen the Army Corps and DEP mobilize so fast. To come down here, usually we ask them to come down, and it takes months. Down here within weeks. That's huge. Some of the departments are like, you know what, we're going to send an advance team down the next day. That is huge. We're still working on right now expediting the permit process for those homeowners down there that want to build bulkheads. We're going to do everything we can locally. I know the DEP is looking into what they can do on the state level. And one of our biggest concerns, we're probably 5 to 6 months out from hurricane season. We cannot leave those homes unprotected. And if you've ever gone through like CAF or the DEP to get a bulkhead permit, it could be 8 to 12 months. In 8 to 12 months, these homeowners could have a major problem. And like I said, I think the DEP, now that they've come down and looked at it, I do believe that they understand the situation. I believe with every sense of my being that if there's anything they can do to help, they're going to do it. And we're going to continue that. As soon as we have some more updated information, we're going to share that out publicly. But like I said, we wanted to make sure we got the right people and the right experts involved in order to help us navigate this challenge. So again, I thank everybody for their support and patience, because I can tell you when the waves are crashing into your backyard, it's scary. But a lot of those homeowners have been very patient and understanding with us as we work through the process. That's how we make all this work. It's just good people in our community. All right, at this time, I'd like to open it up to public comment. Anybody wishing to be heard, state your name and address for the record.
Matt Finnegan, 107 24th Street. Just address a few things. Stella Croy, I want you to know that our legal counsel can reach out to you. We have established standing. We have multiple co-plaintiffs who haven't been announced yet because we're protecting their business. Deputy Mayor, I have a question for you about the crosswalks. I'm very concerned. We walk our dogs all the time. We're really upset since the paving and the crosswalks. I think fast track that is extremely dangerous. It was dangerous when we had to kind of hop into the middle of the street. Brigantiners know to stop, but the New York, it's just the way it is. You can always see the plates. Police commissioner. So we need to do something about this. It's really hard to walk the dogs. And I thank you all for all your comments and all your dedication. Our team, everything's happened. It's just fantastic. Just to put it in concept that you had, I mean, literally December 22, we had a meeting with and what we were up against. All the research and all the work, educate ourselves, get to it. Mayor, I'm a little upset. I heard you were in DC. Can't be running for president yet. We need you in the governor's office first, so we'll have to talk.
Mark Giulio, 4028. Just want to say thank you for the courage and the leadership, common sense to stand up to not only Bill Murphy, but to the Biden administration and the Department of Justice. I have not met a single brigantine property owner that was for this until tonight. Keep up the leadership, keep up the great work. Mayor, you will go down in history of leading this fight for the entire state.
My name is Jamie Steyer. You don't want my address because I drove up from Cape May just to hear this resolution. And I am so proud of pretty much all of you except for one. And I want to shout out to Defend Brigantine, because these people work tirelessly every single day. And you guys are right on it. You are so well schooled, and every single one of you is so well spoken. And it's so nice to see that you know the issue so well. And I hope that we can take these resolutions. Cape May County made their resolution. I would like to see county by county, we get resolutions passed in every single county in the state. So thank you for setting an example. Thank you, Defend Brigantine. You guys are amazing. So great night. Thank you.
Yeah, we've actually had a couple requests from other counties who are requesting our resolution as well.
Hi, my name is Sherry Lilienfeld and I came from Margate. I came from another municipality and I'm here because I heard about your resolution. And I have a quote for you, Mayor Scott. This is an Albert Einstein quote, and it's, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything." So I'm a big believer, speak up, because you don't want to be sitting in that rocking chair when no person thinks, I should have spoken up, I should have done something. I take action when I see action to be done. So on that note, thank you for all of you for speaking up and taking action. Regarding Margate, I haven't really seen them take action. And I went to commissioners meeting a few months ago. We asked them about joining the lawsuit and got a no. And I was wondering if you had any insight whether at this point they're going to maybe look at this resolution. I am going to their commissioners meeting tomorrow. If you had any advice or insight on how I can help get Margate with this fight?
Our Assemblywoman Claire Swift, actually, she lives in Margate,
Yeah, I
and
know.
she requested a copy of this. She had let me know that Margate is very interested in joining our fight.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to mention it tomorrow at the commissioners meeting as well.
Thank you.
And thank you for standing up.
If there's no other public comment, that's okay. Thank you for your patience, Andrew.
I know this is sort of a little bit an analogy. Oh, Andrea Sullivan, 2000 Ocean Avenue. And thank you for all the hard work with the wind turbine light and so forth and so on. And with that, I just want to spin off that a little bit. Just as the wind turbine industrialization is going to impact our properties in Brigantine and along the coastline, I have to tell you this, the short-term rental industry, and it is an industry, is going to have a profound effect as well. No one I know, and now my phone's humming, my text messages are coming in, emails, people are greeting me when I come in here, their hair's on fire. Things are happening, they don't like what they're seeing. All right, now, I know we're at the 2-day rental minimum, and I know we're trying to see it. I know that we have all the proper control measures in place with governing activities and behaviors at the short-term rentals. But my question is, when will we have someone appointed to oversee that office and be the enforcer, or as we call it, the STRs are? And I know we're hung up in some kind of legal entanglement you can't discuss. But I just was sitting down doing some math because some of my neighbors were like, within 20th Street, if you've driven by that, the corner house there, which was 1904 West Brigantine Avenue, was raised. It's now a level lot, and there's 2 spec houses proposed for that property. Mike, you probably would know. So now everybody's like worried. They're coming.
If you
in
want
for this.
more information about it, I'd be happy
Yeah,
to share.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that this is what some of the impetus is for the concerns that's driving me to the mic. Right now we have 4 on 20th Street alone, in the 300 block 2 and the 400 block 2. This is old news. But with the mathematic breakdown, I sent you all the same letter that I'm talking from the stats from. If we have 18 people per night, every one of them takes 18 people per night, times 2-night minimum, that's 36 per unit. 72 for the pair and 72 for the pair. It translates to like 100 something per. It turns out that at the end of the 7 days times 12-week summer rental period, we're talking 3,024 tenants that could rotate in on a 2-day basis. And we have no parking in the 400 block. So we have 3,024 renters with vehicles, where do they go? And even if we, and so my guess, my drive is, please reconsider the 2 days, start thinking about 7-day. If we impose a 7-day, a lot of all this governance in the ordinance to control and curtail behaviors will be eliminated by virtue of the 7-day minimum. Now you're going to talk 3,000 will be reduced to like 800 in the course of the 12 weeks. So some food for thought. And I guess those are my 2 points. I sent you all it's like a 3-page litany of a bunch of concerns that my neighbors have, and I shared it to you. I sent it to you this afternoon. And I sent to Park and McKay, but I sent to Mike's email box, so you'll probably get it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Ann Ford. I live at 3719 Ocean Avenue. And I'd like to start by saying thank you to this group. And I have been educated on these wind turbines. I don't like to call them windmills because that indicates Don Quixote. I think we have to get into the habit of calling them wind turbines. So that's just I just like to say thank you. There's something that I'd like to get clarified, and I've heard a lot of comment one way or the other. The parking at the municipal lots, that we're going to do it through an app, which I think is great. I'm all for automation. I think that's a great idea. My concern is the seasonal, I buy them. I live right at 38th and Ocean, so I always buy at least one. But when you buy a seasonal pass, I'm afraid that there's a rule, and I'm hoping that I'm misinterpreting it, that says that I have to leave, my car has to leave that parking lot at 6 o'clock. Am I right or am I wrong?
Turn to either store manager or chief.
So the paid parking portion ends at 6 o'clock. So if you pulled in there at 6:01, you can have your car there. However, there is in the ordinance that you're not supposed to, between the hours of, I think it was like 10 o'clock at night, 6 in the morning, you're not supposed to have your car parked there for more than 4 hours. So, but if you're there all day at the beach and you have your car parked there and you want to leave it there till 8 o'clock at night because it's right across the street, it's a good spot, that's fine. It's not, 6
So
o'clock is where the enforcement of the paid portion ends.
Okay, so typically at our corner, and I don't know if this is true at others, a lot of the people in the neighborhood buy them. And when the weekend comes, they park in the municipal parking lot for the weekend, leave their car there overnight, and then give their guests their parking spot, whether it be in their driveway or in front of their home. We have designated spots in front of our homes. So am I not going to be able to do that any longer, to leave my car in the parking lot?
So I will tell you that that part of the ordinance has not changed, but I will ask the police chief and have his members patrol that area and keep an eye on the municipal lots and make sure you are not allowed to leave a car parked there for the weekend, and especially overnight. You're not allowed to do that. And that has not changed. That's been in effect. Now,
Okay,
people have been doing it.
I was just going to say, it's the
They
reality of
shouldn't
it.
be doing it.
Okay. I think that's a bad idea,
Bad idea.
to not allow people to park in those parking spaces. I think it alleviates a lot of the problems of people that actually live here, not people that are coming for the day. And I encourage people to come for the day, but at the end of the day, we're the ones, the taxpayers that live there are the ones that I think that we should be looking out for. And that's who I'd like to look out for. And I know you do the same.
Sure. That part of the ordinance hasn't changed at all. That's the same as it ever was.
Okay, so let me ask you
So-
this, is
so however
enforcement
you've
going to
been doing-
change?
So whatever you've been doing in the past, I mean, that never changed. I'm not saying to park there because it's not right that you can't park there overnight, but that hasn't changed.
Okay,
I'd say probably the best thing because really, when it comes to enforcement of laws, that is not our decision, but maybe that's a conversation that the city manager and the police chief should have about how we best handle that.
Okay,
Because we can't give you advice on what you can and cannot follow.
okay.
But I will tell you that that part of the ordinance has not changed. It's only the fee structure and how we do it. And part of it is for convenience, but part of it is most municipalities are moving away from cash. So that's why we're moving in that direction.
And I think that's a great idea. And that also gives people the ability that if there is a spot available and they're coming for the day, that they don't have to have a seasonal pass. They can buy a day pass and then park there.
And it helps too. And we found this from other towns because there was an issue where there were a lot of people were just parking illegally. And our cops were writing tickets. And when we talked to other short towns who have this, when you have the ability of the convenience of buying the day pass on the site versus going down, most people were more compliant to buy the pass. So that's what we looked at as well.
No, it's good. I live right at that corner and I can tell you it's a very, very busy corner in the summertime. It's the entrance to the beach for all emergency vehicles. It's the last way to get out of town on a direct route from Ocean Avenue out to Brigantine Boulevard. So the other thing that I'd like to ask, and I did come to one of these meetings several years ago, and I asked, and Karen, now that you're in charge of crosswalks.
Yes, wait, I nominate Karen too.
I heard you were
I
the queen
nominate
of-
Karen for crosswalk.
I second that motion.
All right, motion passed.
Okay, so I'm hereby putting in an official request for a crosswalk, and I know you're going to shake your head when I say this, and a stop sign, or some sort of way of slowing down the traffic at the corner of 38th and Ocean. When people travel southbound on Ocean Avenue and they make that turn onto 38th Street, they are on two wheels, literally on two wheels. There's tons of kids that live in the area. It's a big problem. And it's something that I'm not a traffic person. I don't know how to address it other than a crosswalk, a stop sign, but I know everybody wants a crosswalk and a stop sign at their corner. But because of all the vehicles that are there, that are addition to just normal traffic where, coming and going, I think it's something that should be considered. My last point, Vince, I talked to you about this before, and I actually talked to Andy Simpson about this his last summer he was here. He gave me a ride up 38th Street Beach on the food truck festival. And he said to me, my God, Marianne, I forgot how long this beach is. This beach is horrible. It's so long. And I said, tell me about it. I have to walk it every week. He said, we have to get those beach paths further down into the beach because the way it is right now, it doesn't work. He was running a shuttle service that day for older people. I don't know myself. Okay, yeah. But I stuck my thumb out. He gave me a ride back up the beach. And I've talked to Public Works, and they told me that it wasn't in the budget. And so I'm coming to you officially to make that request because on 38th Street Beach, we deal with a lot more than every other beach on the island because that is the access. Our sand gets chewed up. It's a nightmare to get.
Your 5 minutes is up.
Okay. I'd like a path down the back of the volleyball courts on that side. Thank you.
I can attest to that walk you're talking about. My son lifeguarded, he was on that stand for, I don't know, a couple of years, I think 2 or 3. And that's a hike. He forgot his lunch a couple of times. And I was ready to tell him, you better start remembering your lunch there, bud, because I'm done doing that walk.
It's easily resolved, but thank you.
Say something on the crosswalks, Chief. Isn't every corner technically, other than a corner where there's a traffic light, isn't it assumed that it's a crosswalk, whether it's painted or not?
Yeah, there's a thing in the statutes that says there's an imaginary line that connects, two sidewalks in the box formation. It's
Right, right.
technically considered a crosswalk. I think she's talking about a painted physical crosswalk. If we're on this, the crosswalks have been brought up a couple times. I worked with John and crosswalk signs, the breakaway pylon style. I think it's going to help a lot with slowing down traffic. Like as you come into like for example, the Averses district is a tricky one because there's a curve there. So there'll be pylons this soon, very soon, where it's in the middle of the street, and it's been proven it's more of a physical obstruction in the middle of the roadway. It just automatically causes people to slow down because it'll be the state sign. It's a state law to stop people in the crosswalk, but it's an actual pylon on the side of the crosswalk. Decent amount of them for now, 30, yeah, 30. So as you're coming into that Averses area, there'll be two pylons, and it's a pretty cost-effective, simple way to try to get people to slow down in that.
Yes. Mr. Phillips.
Andy Phillips, 308 7th Street. Two quick questions concerning the short-term rental. One, what is the status of litigation against the city brought by the short-term rental association? And two, several months ago, you authorized two additional people to be charged with this enforcing the ordinance regarding short-term rentals. Have you appointed, hired any people to fill the supervisory person in code enforcement and the part-time appointment? It's almost Mother's Day, and while it may be quiet now, I'm sure they will not be quiet as the time goes on. So what apparatus, what tool do we have to enforce the ordinance?
So as for the litigation, it's ongoing. Best I can give you right now, because it is a matter of litigation, we're not going to comment on it publicly. For the position that you're referring to, as we've said before, there was a personnel issue. We had to restart the process. We're moving forward with that process. We have conducted interviews. We're down to our final couple of candidates, and our city manager will be making a decision hopefully very soon.
I read the judge's opinion. Judge Woody. One of the stunning pieces of information that he said in his verdict was, trial will occur in February 2025. Now, that's a long way away and an expensive way. And I just wonder, there must be some indication that you must have. Is it going to continue in litigation, or is there going to be some settlement, or are they just going to give up?
So, Mrs. Phillips, as I said, this is a matter of ongoing litigation. We will not comment publicly.
But if they continue into February of next year, how is that going to affect how you enforce the ordinance?
As I said, Mrs. Phillips, this is a matter of litigation. It's ongoing. We cannot publicly comment.
Well, it's going to be a problem. So something that people have information on that issue. That is a very, very interesting thing. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. All right, if there's no other public comment, we'll close the public portion. Any final council comments?
I'd just like to say, since we won't see it till after Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Thank you.
I'd like to follow that up too. Mike can't outdo me. Happy Mother's Day to everyone else out there. I know everybody likes him best. All right, could we have a motion and second to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. Thank you for coming out and watching your council team at work. Thank you.